Mike, things haven't been the same around Evanston, Illinois in the past year or so. It used to be more people watch Saturday morning cartoons than Wildcat football. Sometimes it was one and the same. Now it's a hot ticket in this part of the country because the Wildcats, no longer the Wildcats, are the defending Big Ten champions, and they're out to prove a point today. Gary, this is a huge game. It's only the first week of October. Let's face it, Lloyd Carr has even said this is a big one.
Both of these teams are going to try to run the ball, and that means the linebackers. Pat Fitzgerald, who had an unbelievable game a year ago against Michigan, 18 tackles, and Jared Irons, the center of that defense, who, by the way, just a note, did not warm up before this game. I was down on the field. He sprained his ankle on the first drill and did not go through any warm-up, so that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on.
There you see the breeze around the top of Ike Stadium. 6th-ranked Wolverines and the number 22 Wildcats of Michigan, and we're underway. Ismaili, 3 yards in, will not bring it out. So Northwestern will have to start offensively at its own 20-yard line. Steve Schnurr will bring them out for the Wildcats from their own 20. Autry got a hole off the right side and got about 6 before Clint Copenhaver can put the stop on him. Autry with his second carry, and he got out about 2 yards short of a first down. Irons and Sam Sword in on the stop. 3rd down 2, Northwestern. Straight into the middle. Autry broke through and almost broke it. First down, Wildcats. Adrian Taylor from the secondary made the tackle. Well, that looked a lot like that run on short yardage last week against Indiana when he kept his balance and went 50 yards for a touchdown. First down, play action bootleg for Schnurr. Throws complete to Bates. First down near midfield. Tough throw out there. Pickup of 16. Ball just tucked on the Northwestern side of the 50. Another first down. Autry. This time not much for Darnell. He got a couple. 2nd down 9 at the 49. Drew in motion. Schnurr throws short to his tight end. The 45 as Drexler and Irons made the stop. Gary Barnett looking out as his troops have another 3rd down conversion. They've been great all year in 3rd down, 54%. Schnurr, plenty of time. Now has to scramble. That's not his forte. Ball's loose.
That ball was knocked away from him on the scramble.
Still Northwestern ball.
They were fortunate if they got it back to get it back that time.
And there's not too many teams in the country that can match that. Burton's one of the reasons why. Excellent punter. Sometimes he has too much leg for his own good. Try to angle it to the near side. High lazy kick. Bounces at the 5. I don't know. They didn't get there. 2 men down, but they couldn't find it. And a 52-yard kick will come out. Michigan will work from the 20-yard line. First down for Michigan now from the 20. And an opening off the left side. Closes after about a 4-yard gain for Clarence Williams at Michigan. 2nd down 6. Drives back, loads it, fires deep middle. Got a man wide open across the 45 and into Northwestern territory is Ty Streets. 28-yard pass play. And a first down already on the Northwestern side of the 50 at the 49-yard line. Here's a quick out. Williams flanked out there, the running back. And he works for about 6 to the 43-yard line. Hand off. Williams trying to sweep the left side. Ball loose. And did Fitzgerald get on top of it? He got close.
He might have had his feet out of bounds, though, when he got it. And then that would still be a Michigan ball if he touched the sideline. That's going to be. And look where the play happened.
Right
it happened right on the
Michigan
bench.
There was a fumble. The fumble was forward. It was recovered by Northwestern. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. Third down.
Well, he's fighting with the student section of Northwestern, trying to talk over the top.
Why would he say that?
Chris Howard in at the tailback spot for the Wolverines in a 2 tight end set. And here he comes, and there he goes for the first down to the 35. Williams on the sidelines, Howard in the game. You saw Howard's numbers against UCLA. That was kind of a breakout game for him with a 4-touchdown performance last week. bounces off the first hit here and got maybe 3. Casey Daly hit him low and tripped him up. Ron Vanderlinden looking on for his defense, which sees the 7th play for Michigan on this opening march. Quick out, Streets. And a nice open field tackle by Josh Barnes. And another 3rd down for Michigan, this time 3rd and 6. Dreisbach fires, complete out the Streets, and a 1st down. And a flag in the backfield. Is it going to be a roughing the passer or a holding?
That's exactly what it's going to be on Casey Daly coming around after the ball was thrown. They're going to get another additional yardage on this.
1st down inside the 12. Michigan pretty proficient in the red zone so far this year. And whistle stops play. And a flag down. The clock run out.
I don't think so. I think someone must have lifted their hand on offense, so it was an illegal motion.
Encroachment, lining up in the neutral zone.
Oh, there you go.
On the offense.
Campbell, a tight end in motion. Here's a counter to Howard, trying to cut up the middle. Barry Gardner was the first man to meet him in the hole. 2nd down at 14. Look to the left side and go there. Streets had it in his hands. Barnes knocked it out. Josh Barnes, 2 nice plays on this drive, both against Ty Streets. 3 wideouts as Butterfield's in there in the slot. Dreisbach had a blitz coming. Little pooch ahead to Howard. Shovel pass, flag down. We're going to have a hold, I think, or an illegal man downfield, one of the 2, against Michigan, and that would negate an 11-yard pickup.
Either way, Brad, I think they're short. This could be an interesting call from Gary Barnett.
2 yards short.
Yeah, what do you do here? You move them back and say it'll be 3rd and about 23.
On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
I think I'd take the chance and move them back because they only have 2 yards to go, and if they get a touchdown on you, you got a lot of egg on your face. Brooks and Streets, the 2 wideouts to the top of your screen, and now Brooks back in motion toward the ball. Play action. Dreisbach sets 1 receiver out there, and it's broken up. Dreisbach got nailed by Daly as he let go of that ball, and Josh Barnes and Conaway got back there and hit Streets, and so it pays off.
It sure does.
Field goals have not been automatic for Remy Hamilton this year. He missed a 37-yarder against Northwestern last year. This is from 38. This one's true, though. Perfect kick for Hamilton gives Michigan the first points of the ball game. 6:39 remaining first quarter. 3-0 Wolverines. Streets broke one up, made a nice tackle on Streets on another, and then Conaway helped on that last one. Ishmaeli takes it out of Autry's hands at the 5. And hurdles his way out to the 20-yard line. 2nd straight start from the 20 for the Wildcats. Motion on the right side. Looked like Curtis came out of his stance.
False start on the offense.
This their 2nd offensive series. 1st and 15. Long stretch to Autry. Broke 1 tackle, got about a yard. I don't even know how he got out of the would-be tackle. 2nd down, 14. Not a spot Northwestern wanted to be on their own 16-yard line. Field position has been Michigan's today so far. Schnurr comes up throwing, complete, but only about a 2-yard gain to Tucson Waterman. Lloyd Carr said, I watched him punting the other day. He hit a punt about 70 yards. A natural. Schnurr comes up to Autry on the short toss. Winters waits back at the 35. Low snap, Burton handles it. And Winters will have a chance at this one from the 31. And didn't get much out of it. Maybe a 4-yard return. That's about all. Streets in motion toward the ball. They fake the end around, and now Dreisbach's in trouble and comes up and goes deep for Streets, and he got it inside the 25-yard line. Now they go back to Williams on the ground. Quick burst up the middle, got 5 in a hurry. Michigan offense spreads the ball around. They don't have a Mercury Hayes and an Amani Toomer, but these guys, they think, can grow into those type of players. Here's Williams, sidesteps his way to the 15. He's 2 or 3 shy of the first down, and it'll bring up a 3rd down situation, and a key one for Northwestern. Second man through is Howard, didn't get the first down. Hamilton's already hit one. This will be a 32-yard attempt. Remember, Brian Greasy, the backup quarterback, is the holder. This is a 4th and 1 situation. And Hamilton 2 for 2. So he's off to a good start. Number 6 Michigan leading number 22 Northwestern 6-0 here first quarter. Nice kick. They're not going to have any. They're not going to have any way to get to that one.
And I think that's what you'd like to see Northwestern do. They just make first downs and keep that Michigan offense off the field.
Well, they did on their opening drive before the fumble, but nothing since. Here's Schnurr with some pressure. Oh, that's a strong throw to the sideline to Bates, and he made the catch right near the first down marker. He's 5 for 5 on the day so far. Now they go to Autry for the first down. Darnell only needed one. It's about all he got. Musso in there as a wide receiver. To the left side, Schnurr has to scramble and now keeps it, and Schnurr picks up a first down out to the 45-yard line. Owens is still looking for him. That was a pretty good fake. First down. Darnell Autry weaves his way maybe 4 yards out near the 49-yard line. The sledding's been tough for Darnell so far today. Second down and 7. Schnurr over the middle and to the 48-yard line. Mike McGrew, who had some nice pass receptions in Bloomington, Indiana last week. A big third down for the Wildcats. Will start the second quarter when we come back. The end of one from Dyke Stadium. 6-0, the Wolverines lead. Northwestern's looking for a play that'll get them 3 yards. 3rd and 3. Musso in motion. Here comes a blitz on Schnurr. Flares it out, and he got it to Musso. First down at the 43-yard line. Kind of a free spirit. Brian Musso asked what he thinks should be a prerequisite in life. He said all girls should have a Southern accent. I mean, that's a guy you like, don't you? His dad an All-American at Alabama. Autry.
What, did his dad tell him that?
I don't know. Patience, the key word the Northwestern coaches feel against this high-powered Michigan team. Autry, end around coming to Beasley. Dropped way back at the 47-yard line. 13-10 left in the half. Schnurr, pressure, and just sandwiched back at the 45-yard line. Steele was there. Fiesel was there. Winters got a return of 4 or 5 yards on the last punt. Might have a chance at this one too. Takes it right inside the 10. Far side of the field. Found a little room and got about 10 on the return. So Michigan with the lead, Northwestern with maybe a question at quarterback with 12-12 left in the half. First down Michigan now with a 6-0 lead and a little over 12 minutes to go first half. There might have been some motion. No flag down. Drives back, airs it out, and incomplete. Second down and 10. You never wore one of those things, did you?
I was too small. I'm built a lot like Steve, and it bothered me throwing the ball also.
First down, Howard. And Howard got about 9 before Scharf ran him down.
You're going to see a lot of what they call the counter trade, the counter gap blocking. And this was a play. You know, last week, Brad, they probably ran the same play, 2 different plays all game, but probably ran the same play all day. This time, Rod Payne comes around, snaps the ball, and then finds the middle linebacker, Fitzgerald. Nice play.
And on 3rd and short, Dreisbach has a first down across the 30-yard line. And again, if they can't stop it, keep running.
That's exactly right. It seemed Michigan had seemed to have found a play back when Bo was coaching the old day. It was the sprint draw, and now Randy Vanderlinden is going to have to stop the counter trade.
You know, I haven't called Mike Fitzgerald's number a lot so far, have I?
No.
He's being handled, I think, right now by Payne and the guards. That time, Adamy, for instance, and Williams now with a run out at the 41. Williams to the 45. This drive, 5 runs, just 1 pass so far.
Watch something different here.
Second down and 6. They move the tight end over, and now Shaw in motion. Play action, bootleg, throw, tight end at the 50. Jeremy Tooman, and he's going to be short of the first down, it appears, by maybe the length of the football.
But with that defense, they seem to have found themselves. They look very confident.
Third time Michigan's had a 3rd and 1. Dreisbach, this time Fitzgerald's got him kind of tangled up. I don't know on forward progress what he'll have. Williams in there now on a first down and gets the call. And as Gary said, wow, Fitzgerald makes the stop, but not before Williams picks up 5 in a hurry. And that is Howard there in motion. Look for him maybe out there on a pass. Oh, what a hit on Dreisbach. Ball loose. Northwestern. And it's Gardner. Wow, that was a shot and Dreisbach's hurt. What a blow. Michigan had a tremendous drive going, and Casey Daly just took their quarterback in their drive away from him. Autry. And now Autry, for the first time, finds a little bit of room. That might be his longest run of the day, 5 yards. Bowens knocked him out of bounds, and there you see Brady and Greasy warming up. Remember, Greasy played the game last year against Northwestern.
Watch Casey Daly right there, and watch how no one blocks him. This is a busted assignment. No one on him. 3 Michigan linemen are turned to the left, but the tackle never turns out on the defensive end. That is exactly how and why you need 3 quarterbacks and how quarterbacks get hurt.
It'll be one of those 2 guys.
That was not a misread by Dreisbach. That was misblocked.
Here's a counter to Autry. Autry finally gets himself a couple of broken tackles and got to the 40 and a first down Northwestern. The fumble has given it to Northwestern, and they've got a first down at the 40, and Autry got the corner. And Darnell Autry tiptoes out near the 31-yard line. So 2 key injuries on Michigan, one on defense, one on offense. Autry on the stretch play, and a first down again for Autry. He got inside the 30 to the 28. Woodson was over there from the secondary, so was Marcus Ray inside the 28. First and 10, Northwestern. McGrew, the fullback, in motion. Schnurr, nice play fake, ran right by Glenn Steele, and he throws a rope down to the 10-yard line to Drexler. And now Schnurr is feeling it. 18-yard pass play. Autry, the single setback. 2 tight end formation for Northwestern. Darnell Autry. Only about a yard. If he got that, nice play. Musso in motion on a 2nd and goal at the 8. Schnurr looking left, running out of time. From behind, the ball is loose and scooped up by Michigan. And Dreisbach will bring the Wolverines back out. We'll watch him as he goes on this drive. Thanks to Fiesel with a forced fumble on Schnurr. And Sweat's recovery. Michigan has it back. You talk about having your scoring hopes dashed. Man, that was a good-looking thing Northwestern had going, and one play turned it like that. 2nd down and 9. Play action. His first throw since he was shaken up, and he lofts it out the streets. First down at the 30. Well, the best day ever for Ty Streets. We're going on right now. 5 catches for 90 yards, and we're only in the first half. Comes Howard. Got away from Gardner in the backfield. Picked up extra yardage.
It's interesting about Chris Howard. The rumors out of Michigan a year ago, when Biakabatuka was back, that Howard was going to push Biakabatuka because he was a tough running back. And they questioned a number of times whether Timmy could stay healthy enough to play, and they wanted Howard to emerge. Well, Biakabatuka just took it and ran with it, and Howard really never became a factor.
Sadly, Biakabatuka not running with it right now with knee surgery in Carolina after the great start he had for the Panthers. Howard got out to the 34-yard line. This is a very large 3rd down and 5 or 6 coming up for both clubs here with a 6-0 ball game and just over 3 minutes to go in a quickly paced first half here in Evanston.
And it has been a war inside. You talk about Payne, Denson, and Adamy for Michigan, the 3 inside guys. Well, Rice and Reif and Fitzgerald aren't given an inch. I mean, they're gaining some yards, but they're fighting them all the way.
Conaway comes in as an extra defensive back. That moves Ishmaeli to the nickel spot. Another end around. Yes, Brooks this time with his quarterback trying to lead him. Now he cuts back to the middle of the field, easily has the first down, and he's all the way out to the 48-yard line. Adamy got a great block on Ishmaeli out there in the secondary on that to allow the big gainer. Michigan with a rushing yardage edge. And prior to that last couple of carries by Williams, he and Howard were virtually deadlocked as far as number of yards split today. 3rd and 3 here, and they're 5 out of 7 on the day.
I think this is a passing situation here, though.
Both wideouts to the right side. Now Streets in motion toward the ball. He's been the man today. There he is again. Dreisbach nails him at the 40-yard line. First down, Wolverines.
You know, it's easy to catch passes when the quarterback's on target.
That's right. Boy, Dreisbach has been, despite being shaken up. Howard popped at the line of scrimmage, bounced off Fitzgerald's tackle, and got maybe 2. Well,
I think it's an imperative stop that at least nothing more than a field goal for Northwestern on the board.
Dreisbach, plenty of time to throw. Oh, he laid a lazy one out there, though.
He was lucky that time.
And if you blitz, do you blitz Ismaili?
Oh, yeah. If you blitz Ismaili.
Here he comes. Dreisbach.
Oh, Payne just grabbed him.
Maybe a half-yard short of the first down as Dreisbach got rid of it, and he got it to Jeremy Tooman. He's 2 for 2 today. And he got all of this one. Hamilton good from 48. But the thing that Northwestern can hang its hat on, if anything, in this first half is that they have given up only 3 field goals.
Yeah, but against this defense.
Maybe that's enough, huh?
Yeah, and if I'm Lloyd Carr, I'm playing to my hand. I got a good hand on defense.
A pooch kick. You can call a fair catch here if you choose, and that's what Northwestern wisely does, really, as Kyle Sanders takes that one at about the 26-yard line. Pat Fitzgerald and his defense over there for Northwestern. They play fake it to Autry. Schnurr going to fire the deep out. And is it complete? No, trapped at the 40-yard line. Toussaint Waterman was the intended receiver. There's 19 seconds left in the second quarter. And now Darnell got a little room left side, bounced off one guy, gave ground to try to gain. Autry would like to get enough yardage that it won't matter, but he won't. And
they'll take a timeout.
Here they come. And he got it away easily, and he blasts it downfield, and this will take the remaining 6 seconds.
Helps the average, too.
Sure, if it goes out of bounds. Oh, it got to the end zone. 71-yard kick to end the first half. Michigan has pitched a shutout against the defending Big Ten champion so far as Northwestern goes to the locker room trailing. Tyrone Butterfield, number 1.
Butterfield, who had probably the most famous drop ball in Michigan history when he dropped that ball on 3rd down with 4 seconds to go against Virginia and allowed Mercury Hayes to catch it.
Here's the kick, goes to him, and it's a blast into the back of the end zone. 1st and 10, Michigan. First play, 3rd quarter. And it's Williams.
Oh, he found a crease there, didn't he?
You know, we talked about how stingy Michigan's defense is in the first and in the fourth quarters this year. You take a look at Northwestern, their last 16 games, they've only given up 17 points in the 3rd quarter. That's total, so about a point a quarter in their last 17 ball games, and they've shut out 9 of their last 11 opponents in the 3rd stanza. So maybe this is their quarter to try to make something happen defensively. 2nd down and 5. Dreisbach, quick slant. Streets had his hands on it and dropped it.
Michigan has been 6 for 10 in the game so far on 3rd down.
3rd and 5 here. Dreisbach lofts one out. Nice pass. Wow. Perfect touch out to the 46-yard line of Russell Shaw. Over 2 years, caught 111 balls, 25 touchdowns. Now on 1st down, Williams hit by Fitzgerald, bounced off it momentarily, and then Gardner and company. 2nd and 8. Nice play fake by Dreisbach. Wants a home run down the middle to Streets. And he caught it. Wow. Collier was all over him, and he caught it. He's caught 7 of them for 130 yards. Continues to just add to his career highs. Dreisbach to throw on 1st down. Whips it out to him again at the 15-yard line.
I think you can really see the maturity and actually the maturing process of Scott Dreisbach as this game folds. I mean, this is only his 9th start.
And he was an option quarterback in high school.
So you could see him begin to grow as a quarterback. He's not the same style as maybe a Gerback or a Collins, more like the Harbaugh style of a quarterback. And by the way, I think he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he is. I think they're 4-0. Let's check in with Adrian.
Ron Vander Linden, the defensive coordinator for Northwestern, has a goal for this 3rd quarter, and it's on the line right now, the 10-yard line, as a matter of fact. He said, look, if we can shut them out in the 3rd quarter, we'll win this game. And keep this in mind, guys. In the last 16 games, Northwestern opponents have scored only 17 points total in the third quarter. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's in danger right now, that's for sure. Third down and a yard is a huge play for that Northwestern defense Adrian's talking about. And Howard's got the first. He almost had the end zone. Collier strapped around him and brings him down at the 5. First and goal at the 5. Howard hit at the line of scrimmage, bounced off, got about a yard.
You called Fitzgerald. This was an unbelievable read. He was being blocked by 2 guys that time.
Both tight ends.
Both tight ends, the Campbell and Tuman on him, and he split them and made the play.
Well, number 51 will be Hawk and Howard right now. It's second and goal at the 3. Howard, touchdown, Michigan. Didn't even take him quite 4 minutes, and hammered him for the point after. And he's been perfect. 3 field goals and his first extra point of the day makes it Michigan 16, Northwestern nothing. 16 to nothing. Ron Vanderlin's going to have to come up with a new goal for his defense. He didn't want him to give up any points in the third. They just gave up a touchdown to Chris Howard of 3 yards to cap an 80-yard march. 10 plays and under 4 minutes to do it. Of course, the big play was to tie streaks.
And for the second time on the reverse pass early in the first quarter, and on that pass here in the third quarter, the play was defensed pretty well. Ty Street just went up and got the ball, a perfectly thrown ball from Dreisbach.
Now, Feely will kick against the wind. He's been booming them out of the end zone. This should be returnable for the first time for Northwestern, and it's Ismaili at the 10 on the run. Hudayfa Ismaili. Outside the 25 to the 26. Nice stop by Marcus Ray and Ian Gold on the special teams.
Schnurr, the offense, Autry is going to have to do something, and it has to be quick.
There's what he's done so far, halfway to that century mark, and of course that means very little.
And
as he said, if I get 100 and we lose, I could care less.
Right, he's right about on target. What's been happening here is they've been shooting themselves in the foot, and that Michigan pass rush is just too tough for them.
Here's Autry up the middle, and those are 3 tough yards inside.
You know, Will Carr is a guy who continues to force that Northwestern offensive line to put 2 guys on him. Last year, injuries with Zankowitz and Horn outside, they had some injuries, forced Horn to move to defensive end. Will Carr moved in there, just became such a huge factor, they had to keep him in the games.
And Lloyd Carr says that Carr's a tremendous leader, too. Here's a pass rush, and it just swallows Schnurr. Second sack of the day. Bates has been a non-factor today for Northwestern. 3rd and 13. Schnurr loads and rifles it to Bates across the 40. Spins to the 50 and down to the 47-yard line. At the 48 of Michigan, Bates in motion. Schnurr the counter to Autry. Autry a good cutback runner, and he bounces his way for 2 or 3. Second down and 7 for the purple-clad defending Big Ten champions, though, with 8.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Autry ran right by one guy and got to the 42. Picked up about 3 more. Irons and Marcus Ray. 3rd and 3.
Here comes the blitz.
Boy, is it ever. Schnurr got rid of it, but he one-hopped it intended for Tucson Waterman, and pressure came. Fizel was close to Schnurr that time. Punting situation now. Burton in there anyway. Would they fake a punt on 4th and 4?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Oh, he's shanked.
Oh, did he ever. They're not going to get much out of this. Oh, he got a nice bounce, though. Out of bounds near the 13-yard line.
It worked out.
It did work out. 28-yard kick is all, but it pinned Michigan back just a little bit. With 7:40 remaining third quarter, let's check in with Adrian.
Well, Brad, I'm just outside the stadium at one of the most popular spots on campus, Mustard's Last Stand. You know, there was a time when just about every Wildcat football player worked here at some point in his college career. And last January, when the Wildcats went out to Pasadena, there was one company that claimed to be the breakfast of the Big Ten champions. Well, Mustard's is and always has been the place where this team gets their lunch and supper.
Just wonder how much damage Adrian did to that place while he played here. Here's a screen pass on first down to Howard. And Red pretty nicely as Mike Nelson Jr. and Pat Fitzgerald go over to make the tackle. 2nd down and 7 here from the 17. Give it up the middle to Williams. Williams, the 21. Fitzgerald draped all over him. 3rd down, 3. Will they blitz? Northwestern shows it, and now motion. And everybody points at everybody else. John Jansen says, well, he moved, so I came out of my stance. I don't think that's going to hold water, but we'll see what Jim Kemmerling says. All the Michigan penalties, only 3 of them, though, have been on the offense.
I think this is an imperative stop for Northwestern.
Play action. Dreisbach. Deep out to Streets. Flag down. They're going to call pass interference. 1st down, Michigan. Williams now. The tailback. They fake it to him. Dreisbach goes the other way. Wanted to go to Tooman, the tight end. Wazowski with that pressure forced Dreisbach's first miss in the last 5 attempts. Williams, not much. Couple inside. 3rd down, 8. They go with a run. Howard all wrapped up.
Ismaili came around the back door that time and made the play.
Harris lays it up. Stay out of the way. Oh, it takes a big Northwestern bounce.
Sam Swart made a nice catch on that one.
Did he ever? Schnur on 1st down. Flares it out. Just got it to Autry before he got hammered. And now Autry trying to make something out of nothing. And did. Good for 6 or 7 yards. 2nd down. Waterman in motion across the field. Comes a blitz from the far side. Autry ran right by it.
And you see exactly why Michigan is effective when they don't blitz.
They play fake it to him. Schnur comes up firing to McGrew and incomplete.
I think McGrew busted an assignment on that one. Michigan rotates away. Now, if he stops right there, there's no one there. He keeps running away from Schnur. And they're fortunate. Hankins could have had that ball.
It might have gone the distance the other way. And now Steele jumps through unless he was drawn off. And it will be a free 5 for the Wildcats. You're only going to get so many opportunities down here. Autry trying to stretch it. Got to the sideline, and a flag flies in, and a penalty, a holding call is going to negate a 1st down run by Darnell Autry. And now will Michigan blitz Schnur. And he had it blocked at the line of scrimmage. He was trying to go down the middle to either Waterman or Bates.
He had Tucson Waterman wide open coming right across the middle of the field, but pressure is the best coverage you can have.
Right. 3 wide receiver group. Bowen's getting pressure on Schnur, and down he goes.
Yep. On top of that, he was held on the play.
Michigan, one too many people out there. They hustle somebody off. Burton has to one-hop the snap, now fumbling it around, and just got rid of it.
Did he put his knee
down? Yes, he did. That's what they're going to say. Jim Kemmerling says he got a knee down to try to find the handle on that ball at the 42-yard line.
Western's going to come at him.
Fake the toss to Howard. Come out to the tight end, Dreisbach, and Tillman is spinning for all he can, and he got about 5 yards. 2nd down and 6 here, Michigan. Howard and Ismaili runs him roughly out of bounds before he got to the 1st down marker, right in front of the Michigan bench.
I'd be saying I want my best 1st down play right now. Let's see what Fred Jackson's going to dial up here, because they could really put this game away with points on the board right here.
Let's throw a quick slant to
How about that quick hitch out there? Quick hitch out there?
No, Streets is in motion. I guess you can't go to him. Yes, you can. There it is. 1st down.
Yeah. That might even have been their 2-point play, because it's just as important in that situation. You want something to pick up a 1st down. You can really win the game in the 3rd quarter right here if you're Fred Jackson. Good
even
call.
3 points.
Yep.
Might do it.
They got to just lay it on the line and try to come up with 7 points.
9 receptions of the 12 times Ty's been thrown to, and 3 of them on big 3rd down conversions, including that one. Now it's Williams on 1st down.
Northwestern is blitzing nearly on every down now.
He's trying to make something happen.
Absolutely, and what happens in those situations is if you don't make the play at the line of scrimmage, they're likely to bust one and run a sprint right into the end zone.
Streets and Shaw, the wideouts, both to the right, and that's the way drives box going. It's Ty Streets again. Trying to strip it away from him, did they?
He did.
Northwestern has got it.
Gerald Conaway that time, the sophomore from Michigan, came up and stripped that ball.
And so, just when it looked like Michigan was ready to slam the lid on this thing, there's still some light under that lid for Northwestern's offense. Autry dives for what he can, which is 2 or 3. Come up with something. Might be the final play right here of the third quarter. Schnurr wanted to come back to the left side and does to Bates.
Oh, that's a big-time throw right there with the win.
Bates to the top of your screen. He's caught 4 passes. There's the play fake. Down the middle this time. Tipped. Intended for the tight end. Joel Stewart, incomplete. Jared Irons got a hand on it.
Final 15 minutes at Dyke Stadium in Evanston, Illinois, as Northwestern University trails the Wolverines 16-0. Darnell Autry, Northwestern's Heisman Trophy candidate, back in the game after suffering a bruise to his backside in the previous offensive series. To this point, he has felt much more flexible, much more balanced. Why? Because of a dance instructor he's taken as an elective course here in the Theater and Interpretation Center as part of his academic regimen at Northwestern. He has felt that his center of gravity is much lower and he's much more fluid and can move much better through the line. We'll have to see how he does here now, Brad.
The only problem is, Adrian, he's got 11 partners on the field. They're wearing maize and blue. Kind of a tough dance to do sometimes. Second down and motion all over the place. Everybody had the snap count except Strickwerda, I think.
And it doesn't look perfect.
Full start on the offense. 5 yards, second down.
That foot's just about gone.
Michigan is, right.
You know, as they say, you know, the bank, you keep taking money out of the bank, eventually it'll close on you.
First time Schnurr did not throw a good ball all game. The wind was a factor, though.
Musso's in there as one wide out. Comes the blitz on Schnurr. It's picked up, but he's got to run for his life to try to get a pass away. For Musso, and he got it.
I swear, he threw that ball before Musso knew to come back for it. Biggest play of the game for the Wildcats.
I was going to say, I don't know if they have any chance of coming back in this game. If they do, they'll look back at that play and say that's what kept us in it, as Autry's dropped for a loss on the play. This is about the spot on the other end of the field where they had the offensive face mask call that negated their last would-be scoring drive. Trying to pooch pass. McGrew cuts across. That's just incomplete. No fumble.
Had a shovel pass that time to McGrew, and Michigan was coming with the stunt.
Mike Elston again causing havoc in there. Well, 8th play of the drive, 3rd and 11. Musso in motion. Will Schnurr look for him? Yes, on a crossing pattern. Musso, far side. 1st and goal, Northwestern.
As Michigan has been good in this goal line defense all year, had key one against Illinois early in the year in Colorado. Northwestern, I think, though, is going to throw the ball down here.
They had one other 1st and goal earlier, remember, and Schnurr fumbled. This time they keep it on the ground to Autry. Darnell Autry outside, got popped at the 5, dragged the tacklers with him for another yard or so.
Big time Big Ten football right here.
Dual backfield now. Darnell Autry, the tailback. It's up the middle, though, for the fullback. Did he get there? Yes! Touchdown, Lavelle Brown. Northwestern for a 2-point conversion. Musso's in there with Bates and Waterman. Schnurr wants to flare it. Now has to come back to the middle, and he got it to Bates.
Schnurr has an uncanny sense, and you get that when you're a senior, of knowing how long to wait. And he waited just long enough as Bowens coming from the outside says he was held on the play, but Schnurr, he couldn't have waited another 1/10 of a second on the play.
And he had steel draped all over.
You got him.
Northwestern's back in it. And Lavelle Brown, who hasn't been playing because of injuries, touches it for the first time and goes in the end zone. Kick will go to Russell Shaw. Shaw, flag down, and Shaw's into the secondary now. Kicker knocks him out, but it looks like there's going to be an illegal block near the 30-yard line, which would negate a 42-yard run back. Holding against Michigan, just outside its own 23-yard line. And nothing doing, ball loose, and Fitzgerald covered it. How can one game change so quickly?
I guess when you believe, and you've been there before, but this time Keith Lazowski, number 44, submarined under there, and just as the handoff was being taken, got into the backfield and knocked this ball loose. There it is on the turf, and boy, they are smelling it now around here. 20-yard line, 1st and 10, and plenty of time now left in this football game. I would expect Michigan to be coming.
Bates in motion, and here they come. Autry, cut back run to where the blitz came from, but they closed it on him quickly. That's how well and how quick the Michigan defense is. When there looks to be an opening, they can close it on you with their speed. 2 tight end set remains, and Bates again in motion. Same play. Autry, different result. He's still going to the 7. It's 1st and goal. 1st and goal, Northwestern. Moments ago, down 16-0. 16-8 now. Autry hit in the backfield, still bounding around, and he somehow got about a yard out of nothing. There is some tattooing going on down there.
I think Glenn Steele just came in, beat his tackle across the line of scrimmage that time, and Autry had a headache as soon as he got the ball.
McGrew, the fullbacks, lined up virtually as a 3rd tight end. Play fake, Schnurr tried to get it to him.
Yeah.
Just too much pressure.
I think that was Will Carr coming in. I think if they don't make a lot of yards here, they'll kick a field goal.
3rd and goal. Schnurr, crossing pattern. Autry pulled up a little bit as he got tagged by the secondary of Michigan.
I think you got to kick a field goal right now and get it with under 7 points and put the pressure back on Michigan. This is a long game.
Yep, Gary Barnett's thinking the same thing. You've got to take the 3. There's a lot of time left. And he got it. A big 3. 10:46 left. Don't go anywhere. By Russell Shaw. This one will go to Butterfield, and I tell you, Gowins, maybe after hitting that field goal and what's going on the last 5 minutes, just blasted one into the wind. 16-11 now. Williams trying to cut outside. He'll be taken down by Gardner, who's had a big game. 2nd and long, and now motion, and it looked like Jansen came out of his stance again at right tackle, but we'll wait and see. Don't want to throw a bad one here. Dreisbach hasn't thrown any bad ones today, and he goes to his tight end Tooman on 3rd down. 9 of 14 on 3rd down today. Will he go to Streets? Incomplete. And Musso is back, awaiting it. And this one is a mile in the air, but not that deep.
And he does not fair catch.
And the bounce, now you get out of the way of your Northwestern. Good field position. 1st down. Wildcats working from their own 39-yard line. Schnurr rolls with blockers in front, goes complete to Bates. 1st down in Michigan territory. 1st down. Darnell Autry. No gain on the play. McGrew, the fullback, in motion. Will they run him down on a pass play? Here's the slant. Musso almost made a great catch behind him. Musso wide to the right.
Three-man rush.
Schnurr loads it. Deep middle to Bates. First down, Northwestern. Musso in motion on first down. Here's the counter now to Autry. And Autry just has to battle inside. That Michigan defense won't give him anything. 2nd and 9. Straight drop for Schnurr. Got a man open. Bates again. Great turn. And it's got it to the 15-yard line. First down. Darnell Autry. They just won't give him anything. Bates and Musso, the wide receivers.
Bates is singled up. They're coming.
Schnurr play action. Looks to Bates. Pumps once. Now goes and throws it away.
Yeah, just in time, too, because Elston was coming from behind again.
3 wide receivers. Musso in motion. 3rd and 11. Crossing pattern. No flag. Incomplete, intended for the tight end Drexler. He got bumped a little bit.
Yeah,
But
Drexler stopped on the play. He thought he was going to curl into that zone.
1 for 1 today. This one's 10 yards deeper than his last one. Somebody got a hand on it.
And it went through.
And it went through.
That's unbelievable.
Gowins blasted his last kickoff for a touchback. Shaw and Butterfield waiting, hoping they can get their hands on one, and they will. Shaw from the 4. Into the middle, got hit at the 20, spins to the 22. And run they do. And Williams up the middle, got hit by Gardner, but got about 5.
Well, you have to come at him. You have to play gap defense, 8-man defense.
Here they come. Fitzgerald blitzed, and he got the tackle.
Yep, you have to do it.
3rd and 5 over a loud crowd. Fires out, complete. And forward progress looks good enough for a first down to Streets. First down, Wolverines with a 2-point lead. And Williams on the counter, across the 35, picked up about 3.
Here comes the blitzes again.
Will they pay off? Yes, they do. At least the inside closed in on Williams quick enough. 3rd down and 6. They're going to come, Gary. Here they go. Dreisbach throws, and he got Streets again. But is it enough for a first down? He might be a yard short.
Did not get a great spot on that one at all.
The way the defense has been playing, they came after Peristeris, but he got the punt away. And Musso trying to clear out of the way. This is going to be a great kick. Oh, did they let it go in the end zone?
That was a touchback.
Oh, my. They had it at the 1-foot line. But I think they let it go in.
The ball broke the plane.
3 wide receivers for Northwestern. Screen pass. Autry. He's got a wave of guys in front of him. He's got a first down out to the 33-yard line. And the clock winding down. Schnurr throws, and Bates can't quite make the catch.
Yeah, he had to get rid of that one early. Michigan came with a 5-man rush that time.
They try to work the middle here. Now they're going to try to work it on the ground. Autry outside, and he almost got a first down. Throw it out, double pass. Nope, Bates straight away. And Bates first down into Michigan territory. Here comes a blitz. Schnurr steps up, fires, had it tipped.
Oh, Bowens, what a play.
Wow. Schnurr over the middle, in and out of Waterman's hands, and almost intercepted. 3rd down and 10. Schnurr, look out. Got away from 1, got away from 2, got back to the line of scrimmage. Play of the day right here.
6 are coming.
Schnurr, middle, got it to Musso. First down, Northwestern. Schnurr wants to throw a quick pass and does. It's to the middle of the field, though. And now 53, 52.
Plenty of time.
It's to Musso again. Gowins on the sideline. Warming up. His career long is 50. He's 0 for 1 from that distance, though, this year.
I'll tell you what would work, a hitch and go.
Draw play to Darnell Autry. Autry didn't get the first down, got to about the 26-yard line. 2-point Michigan advantage. They blitz Schnurr, throws the out. Bates got it, and he's out of bounds.
And he's told they need to get it to the 20-yard line. They're there.
Northwestern hasn't beaten Michigan back-to-back years since I was in diapers. Gowins from 39. Can it happen again? Expect victory, Northwestern always says. They might have another one.
They got to be careful not to get a jubilation penalty right now. Let's see if they put Woodson in if they have a chance to throw an alley-oop.
They're going to try to just dribble one down the middle. Up at the 15 and hit. Ball loose. If Northwestern covers it, it's all over. Still Michigan.
Oh no, it still stayed in.
Fitzgerald will play about 15 yards deep. Ismaili about 20. And then Nelson and Collier a mile back. Dreisbach loads it. Man, he laid it out a mile. Tipped.
Game's over.
It's over. They did it again. I wouldn't want to be a goalpost right now if I was in Evanston, Illinois. Northwestern stuns Michigan.
And they beat Michigan at their best. Michigan didn't hand them this football game. They beat them.